Welcome back to Early Settler Stadium, everyone, where we have our Skytrans Cairns Marlins taking on the Gladstone Power. Joining me in commentary for this game is second assistant coach for the Dolphins, who's just finished that last game with a win, Troy Rowan. Welcome to the commentary team. Gladstone played these guys last week, had the win. They played last night in Townsville and got a bit of a touch-up down there, 102-71. Good chance for the Marlins tonight to grab another win.
Hopefully they can. Yeah, I think basically what Cairns are going to try and do is take away the three ball. They know they like to shoot the three ball. They got their import that likes to get out in transition. So I think if they take away the momentum from Gladstone, they can probably try and not put it to bed early, but can try and put them back on their heels as quick as they can.
So Fisher, captain of the Marlins, great game, great weekend last weekend with those two games on the road against Rocky and Gladstone. Averaged 26 points at 60%. Got player of the round or player of the week last week. He's got to continue that form, doesn't he?
Absolutely, and hopefully he can. See how he goes.
So he's averaging 20 points a game, but also he's ably assisted by Gerlina, 29 points last weekend. Gerlina's been averaging 17 points, but also shooting the ball very well as well as what Fisher is. Also 35% from three-point range. As you said, we can shoot from anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a couple of the games I've seen so far, we've probably got into too much three ball and not trying to use some of our bigs. So be interested to see how we go tonight, whether we try and kill them with speed or try and bang in some bodies inside.
Yeah, it was definitely something that the last game that we commentated on, Chris Daniels mentioned that there was a lot of that three-point shots going up and spoke very briefly about getting to that inside game and then the in and out game, and lo and behold, a couple of plays after that, in and out, opened up the three-point and they started to drop again. So let's hope that can happen again tonight. Marlins currently sitting fifth on the ladder, 6-4 win-loss record. Another win tonight is going to certainly bolster their proposition of making some finals.
Definitely, and I think Kwani probably needs to step up tonight. He was a bit down a bit last week, so it'd be nice to see him step up tonight and try and produce out in the home court out here.
You talked about the inside presence. Obviously, Matt Smith still not playing, out injured. Hoping to have him back next week for the very important road double of Townsville Mackay. But Krislovich, he's starting to score, but he's just his rebounds and his inside presence is something that the Marlins have got to focus a lot on tonight to open up those three-point shots.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said, that inside-outside game, the shots are dropping. They're obviously Gladstone are going to try and then close out. So you need to go back to that inside-outside game.
So we'll just take a break for the national anthem.
After doing a great job in rebuilding our junior and senior referee programs over the last 18 months. Thank you very much, Tony. Can we have a big
round thanks referee Tony Caldwell, who, as has just been mentioned, is heading back to Brisbane to be closer to some family. Done a great job in rebuilding the referee stakes here in Cairns. sitting sixth, as we said, on the ladder. Need to finish a little bit higher to make sure they get a home court advantage with the finals. It's a game that they should win. They beat them last week. We've got Fisher that's been scoring for so well. As you said, we need Kawani to step up. Krislovic in the middle. Who else do we have that can produce to get this win for us tonight?
I think Joel Matisek is also one of the young guys on the team that can come on. He brings a lot of energy. So he likes to get out and run. He's a pretty good defender. He's got some length. He's got some athleticism. So he may be a bit of a dark horse. You know, that may not sort of, Gladstone may not have sort of taken into account. So, and so Denzel's back in the team tonight as well. So from Cairns, been overseas playing. So see what he may be able to do as well.
So Nuelaway, the other import, hasn't been scoring a great deal, but has got some great hops and can pick up some huge rebounds when we need that offensive board to get us across the line.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen too much of him, but when I've seen him, 1 minute he's on the ground, next minute his head's above the rim. So he's got that really explosive power in those legs. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he goes tonight.
Just going back to Matisek, you said he's one of the younger guys, bit of an unknown to some of them, but shooting the three ball very well, 53% from more than 10 shots. So that's a great percentage that he's put up and been able to knock down.
Yeah, he doesn't mind shooting the three. So hopefully, you know, if some of those go down tonight, that'll stretch the defense and maybe open it up for Krislovic in there to maybe get some points in there as well.
So, and Ryan Runnels still on the injured list, so it's another one of the big men department that the Marlins don't have. Going to be a lot of pressure on Krislovic to play a few minutes and to make sure that the interior presence is felt for the entire game.
Yeah, I think so, but also I think, you know, Cairns are probably likely to jump up. Like I said, they want to take away the transition. So, you know, they may play a bit of small ball and just, you know, they may look to try and double team, do some trapping, take away some of that stuff. So, interesting to see what Cairns come up with.
Don't know a lot of these Gladstone players, but Riak averaging nearly 17 points a game, Hancock 14, Walker 15. Let's see what they come out with and how they go.
Yeah, well, obviously it's going to be tough backing up from losing last night. They went on a 4-game winning streak, and they've lost the next 2. So, you know, Brady Walmsley's their coach. You know, if anyone can get them up and turn them around, it'll be him. So, see how they go tonight, and yeah.
So as we look at the starting lineup, Hancock, Musters, Riak, Young, and Allen are their starting 5 for Gladstone.
Yeah, for Cairns, we've got Fish, we got Kwani, we got Mike, Fabian Krislovic, and Christian Jelena, as you'd expect.
As it's game on here at Early Settler Stadium, first possession goes to the Marlins as Kawani has the ball. So early movement for the Marlins, finds Nuelaway. Kawani now off to Jelena. They try for that inside pass to Krislovic, and it's been stolen there by Musters. And again, that's a turnover. Kawani pushing the ball all the way to the rim. And that's 2 points for Kawani and 2 points for the Marlins.
And certainly not the start that Gladstone would have been looking for.
So it's Gladstone now with Allen, who hands off to Young. And almost another turnover there. That's an offensive rebound there for Musters. They set up again. Young then finds Riak. Can't find that one, and that's another offensive board. Something that Coach O'Loughlin won't be happy with.
Not at all. They would, like I said, they want to try and put them on the back foot early, so that wouldn't be good.
As Fish takes the ball up, pulls up for an early jumper, goes down, and it's 4-0 now to the Marlins. 8 minutes 35 to play in this first quarter. And that's another turnover there for the Power. Jelena this time at the top of the arc, finds Nuelaway.
And one.
Great charge to the basket there from Nuelaway. 2 points count. And as Troy just said, to the stripe for the and one.
Yeah, great take there by Mike. Posted up, took it in strong, took the contact. Great finish. Let's see if he can convert it from the line.
Misses that, so it's 6-0 as the Marlins lead with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. There's Riak with the ball now. Finds Hancock, shoots the three, doesn't go.
Got a foul in transition there.
So Fish now bringing the ball up for the Marlins. Finds Jelena, gets to Kawani, back to Fish. Prislovic now to Fish. Finds Jelena in the corner, puts up the three. That's all net as the Marlins take it out to a 9-0 lead, 7:37 to go in this first quarter.
Great ball movement there by Cairns. Took patience, ran down the clock, made him play some D.
So it's Hancock to Musters, finds Young. Young puts that one up, and as we just saw there, Nuelaway just out-rebounding Musters, the tallest guy on the court. That pass is cut out. Young has it now. Fast break. Foul on Fish, as Young will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Fish caught off balance there. He tried to get back on deep, he just caught off balance. Yeah, like I said, he stayed in front, they just got off-footed and then stuck the hand out, got the foul, acknowledged it straight away.
So Young makes the first, 9-1. Very good free throw shooter, Young, over 80%.
Makes them both.
So Fish with a long pass, Nuelaway gets it to Jelena at the free throw line. Unfortunately, doesn't drop. Riak pulls down the rebound. This time it's Mustard posting up Prislovic. Great D by Prislovic. Fortunately, can't stay on his feet. Loses the ball as he tries to pass it, falling down.
Absolutely great hustle effort there.
So it's 9-4, the Marlins in front as Kawani puts up his first three for the night. Doesn't fall.
I'm sure it won't be the last.
Young to Riak. And Nuelaway again, out rebounding Musters. The Marlins pass the ball around the top of the arc. Finds Jelena in the corner, puts up the three. Fish with the touch, but it doesn't go to anyone from the Marlins.
Oh, that's just a bad lapse on defense there. No help D, it wasn't good at all.
So it's 2 points there to the Power. It's 9-6. 5 minutes 39 to go in this first quarter. Jelena now out on the 45. Finds Fish to Kawani. Jelena again cutting to the corner. Puts that 3-ball up, and that's net as well. Great movement again from the Marlins.
Yeah, same thing happened last time, same result again. So slowed the clock, moved the ball, end up with a good result.
This time it's Allen, passes off to Musters, gets it back, puts up the shot, doesn't fall, and again another rebound for Nwelaway. Kawani, great cut. Unfortunately didn't fall. An offensive rebound from Nwelaway. And again,
draws the foul. Great hustle on the offensive glass there by Kwani and Nwelaway there. And we've got subs coming in. We got Nathan Lemke coming in for Fabian. And Tyler Allen goes out. Casey Walker comes in for Gladstone.
We saw that great hustle play which sent Nwelaway to the line.
Makes the first. Great shooting there, finished them both.
So 14 points to 6. Marlins take the lead, 4:45 to go in this first quarter. So Walker on for the power. He puts up a long three, in and out, react with the rebound. Nwelaway off to Kawani. Finds Fish, wide open, puts up that three, that's short. Jelena now gets a bit closer. Doesn't fall for him. Fortunate there for Nwelaway. And Power's seen enough. It's a timeout to the Gladstone Power. 16 to 6, the Marlins lead. 4:16 to go in this first quarter.
Absolutely. I think that just showed there's just a lack of effort there from Gladstone. There was no box out, just allowed Cairns to get in there without really any real contest, really. I think that's what Brady'd be looking for. He knows that offensively they can match any team, but just defensively he's just looking for four-quarter effort from them. And obviously they had that few minutes there where they were hustling and got in, but...
So it's the Marlins that have started very quick here in this first quarter, out to 16 points already. What more can the Marlins do to extend this lead out?
I think, like I said, those 2-3 balls that they made by Christian, they came about through great movement, through great ball movement. So I think if Cairns just stay a little bit patient, don't always look for that first shot, go for that extra pass, and just keep on the offensive glass, just try and keep wearing Gladstone down.
So obviously, as you said, wear Gladstone down. They played last night, as we know, down in Townsville. It's got to be part of, on the road, second game, keep the pressure up from the Marlins. They've got to get tired.
Exactly. We've had, we spoke about Joel Mattisek before. He's come into the game now as well. So see what sort of, see if Jamie O'Loughlin's looking for a bit of defensive hustle.
So 2 points there for the Power. 16-8, just under 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Some perimeter passing by the Marlins. Finds Kawani at the top. So that three ball goes up. Almost a great tip in by Fish. As Young comes away with the fast break now. Hancock pushes up the shot. That goes down. So it's a transition offense that's going to get the Power back into this game. It's now 16 to 10, 3 minutes 15 to go, as the Corey Homicide lookalike steps up to the scorer's bench to check in.
That was a great take there by Fish. Just weaved his way through the traffic there.
Young now picks up his dribble, finds React, gets it to Musters. Ball's tipped out, but it comes back to him. Puts up the shot. It's been fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2.
So he was probably a bit unlucky to get that foul call there, looking at that replay.
That was Lemke's first foul. Musters at the line, makes the first. Doesn't get the back end, so it's 18-11. Marlins in the lead. 2:44 left to go in this first quarter as Fish controls the tempo of the game. Pulls up for a long 2. That's nothing but net. So Young now finds Hancock, puts up a 3. And again, Nuelaway with those hops grabs the rebound. It's 8 rebounds for Nuelaway in the first quarter.
I think he's probably got all the rebounds for the whole team. And again, there we go. You see Cairns just tagging up on that offensive glass. Just keeping that relentless pressure up. Allowed that extra kick-out pass for Kwani.
Puts down that 3, as you said, won't be his last 3-point shot. It's 23-13 as the Power get that easy lay.
Yeah, Jamie wouldn't have been happy with that. You have the offensive hustle down one end, and then you give up an easy wide open layup down the other end.
As Fish puts up a long 3 and doesn't touch anything that time, so that's going to be a Gladstone ball.
As we got our Corey Homicide lookalike checking in for the game. See if he trash talks as much as Homicide does.
So he has the ball now, bringing it up for the Power. Matzek has him under control. The switch didn't quite happen there. Matzek again. He puts up the 2, so he's got the hops like Homicide.
Absolutely, just being smart, didn't panic and just got the shot up off the glass.
So Jelena now, round the perimeter, finds Kawani.
We've also had Aaron Farmer come in for Fisher for a break. They better get their shot up.
Kawani does from the free throw line. Doesn't fall. Gladstone now come back the other way. And that's a foul called on Matzek. Turned on a bit of pace there, Lamkun.
So Joel Matisek's just checked out. Had Jalen Bintahal come back in. Another Cairns youngster come up through the program. Definitely got some good hustle about him on the defensive end as well.
So straight away he's on Kum Long. He's a bit quicker to be able to handle his pace. Lemke comes down with that rebound. Just under 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. 23-15 is the score. The Marlins in front. Jalen now to Jerlina. Some good D there from Gladstone. Kawani puts up another 3, and that scores 26-15.
8 seconds to go.
As Farmer picks up a foul.
It's probably not a bad foul to pick up. Doesn't put him in the bonus situation and stops the clock.
As Jared Pry makes his debut tonight on the court for the Marlins.
Yeah, he's been training with them. He's been helping out on the coaching ranks with Jamie. So Perth Wildcats development player a few years ago, but had a few injuries. So see how he goes.
As Young puts up that final shot of the quarter, it doesn't drop. 26-15. The Marlins take the lead after the first quarter. To be expected. The 11-point lead after the results from last weekend and then also last night, Troy.
Yeah, but I don't know if Coach Jamie O'Loughlin will be too happy with the effort. There was in patches, but I think consistently it just wasn't there. I think when they tagged up on the glass and they were trying to get those offensive rebounds and move the ball, they looked really good. So, but then just those defensive lapses gave up some easy buckets down the end for Gladstone, and sort of given them a bit of a sniff, like they would think 11 points, you know, it's still a quick game. They get a couple of shots up here and it's anybody's game still. And
there was, you know, those couple of plays where they found Jerlina in the corner. Big three-point shooter that Jerlina's been this season, 35% across the season. Knocks those two down without any problem.
That's right, so that's the other thing. If Cairns can just keep on moving the ball patient and be patient on offense, I think Jamie probably wouldn't be too worried about the offense. He'd probably be speaking to him more about the defensive end. Like I said, just those lapses and just gave him those easy layups. You know, you take away those easy layups and they probably haven't even scored 10 points this quarter, Gladstone. So, yeah, see how they go start this quarter.
So the Gladstone Power had 4 offensive rebounds in that first quarter. Is obviously something you'd want to keep out of the game. But the other side of that is the Marlins had 8 offensive rebounds of their own and have rebounded the ball very well. Nuelaway, as we said, picked up 9 rebounds in that first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just hustle play more than anything. Obviously, they don't have a whole lot of height to, you know, those hustle plays are coming from the guards. So not necessarily all the bigs as well. So it's a team effort.
So to start the second quarter now, 11-point lead to the Marlins. Fish is back on with Jerlina, Farmer, Bintahal and Krislovic. And Lundkon finds Young, gets it across to Walker. Krislovic stays in front of him quite well. The shot short. Rebound there for the Marlins. So Fish now setting up the play. The foul gets called on Riak. That's going to be a side ball for Fish, or for the Marlins.
Yeah, just reaching in there. Fish just a little bit too quick for him.
Again, Fish showing his pace, drives to the basket, gets those 2 points for the Marlins. 28-15, 9:24 to go in this second quarter. And Riak's been called for a travel. So the Marlins with the ball again now, as we can see where he just spins and takes that extra step. Farmer to Bintahal. Bintahal props to shoot. Krislovic now probing to Farmer. Back to Jelena. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Finds a way past and gets those 2 points to drop. 30-15 now. Margin out to 15 points. 8 minutes 50 to go.
Just to start, Cairns would have wanted to do this quarter too. So, but then there we go. There's that defensive lapse again. They have, you know, offensive end, they just had defensive laps.
Yeah, Riak found his way too easily along the baseline for post up straight under the basket for an easy 2 there.
Yeah, exactly. You can see Coach Jamie walking along the sidelines telling the bench. There's that hustle play again, just staying on that offensive glass. Unlucky for Aaron Farmer there not to keep that, but great work.
As Young goes coast to coast, doesn't get it to drop. Walker tries for the putback, but gets fouled by Krislovic.
As Aaron Farmer checks out and Marshall Ware comes in for Cairns. Yeah, it's just a lack of communication on the defensive end. There was no one picking up the ball, allowed him to get all the way into the key. So they got to pick up and they got to stop that ball in transition earlier.
So Walker at the line makes the first.
Makes them both.
30 points to 19. Marlins in the lead by 11. 8 minutes and 10 to go in the first quarter. The second quarter. Krislovic finds. Back up to Jelena at the top of the.
Better this time, they slowed him down in transition.
But again, Young finds his way to the basket. Jeleni's got his arms up. A bit confused how that was a foul. See the replay here.
Yeah, he was up, but I think he's just stepped into his landing space there and created that contact.
I think that was the explanation that he just got from the referee as well.
It was probably needed to be a little bit quicker to get around on that help D, and I think would have been a bit better on that one.
So is Young, also an 80% plus free throw shooter. Makes the first, but didn't make the second. And that's a Cairns ball. 30 points to 20, 7:48 to go in this second quarter. So Ware off to Bintal, to Krislovic. Fish asking for the ball now. Turns on that show of speed. Doesn't get that floater to drop. Walker now. Fakes the pass, pulls up for the shot, and that goes down. Only an 8-point margin now, 30 to 22. That's a foul.
Foul on Dylan Owen there. Been a little bit of niggle between Fish and Dylan down there, so keep an eye on that matchup.
Couple of feisty customers that they have there. As Fish all the way to the basket. Points count. And it's a push.
There is that foul on Dylan. It's good take by Fish. Split the D. Just had that hand in as he was going to the basket.
So Fish misses that one, even though he's a 90% free throw shooter. 32-22, the Marlins lead. 7 minutes to go in this second quarter. Walker again drives to the basket. It doesn't drop, and that's going to be a foul on Krislovic.
Yeah, I think Walker's just a little bit too fast there for Krislovic there. Did a pretty good job staying in front, but just throwing that hand in, just didn't quite have the body in front.
So Krislovic takes a seat, and with his second foul, Noelaway comes back onto the court.
And I would expect Noelaway to take Walker. He's a little bit quicker on his feet. Probably gives up a little bit in the height, although he's a bit hard to tell from the hair. Maybe they're the same height. I don't know.
But I think Noelaway could still probably out-jump the hair. So 24-32, back to 8 points. So Jelena this time with the ball handling duties. Noelaway at the top of the arc, puts up a three, doesn't fall.
not really something they needed to be doing. They haven't scored for a little bit. Oh.
As Walker puts down a bomb from well outside the car park. It was from behind the fence.
I think there may be a timeout coming from Cairns shortly, but we'll see.
There's another easy two. It's 29-32. It's a 3-point game. 6 minutes 15 to go in this second quarter. As Bintahal has the ball now, off to Fish.
See what Cairns do here. Jamie's trying to let them see if they can work it out for themselves.
So that's gone out over the baseline, and as you predicted, assistant coach Rowan, Coach O'Loughlin has called for a timeout just to settle the boys down. 5:55 to go, 32-29, just a 3-point lead after being out by 11.
Yeah, exactly. I think Cairns just went away, like I said, from what was working for them. When they get the ball through your hands, and instead of trying to force it up, yeah, some of those force shots were going, but just not good.
As you can see, this 3-pointer from Walker, just so far from behind the arc that nothing but net. That was a great shot from Walker.
Absolutely. I mean, considering he's only shooting 28%, you'd kind of be happy to let him have the ball out there, but I suppose, yeah, you're happy to live with, well, you hope he's not going to make too many more of them, but see what happens.
Yes, it does happen, and those ones are going to drop every now and then, but 28% from behind the arc, it's not too bad, but obviously with a couple of other guys shooting around the 35%, there's other 3-point shooters out there that Cairns need to be running off the line before that they worry about Walker as much.
Exactly, yeah. I think, like I said, he sort of had a bit of a closeout, but yeah, certainly wouldn't be expecting him to shoot it from out there. But then again, Gladstone, you know, they've shown so far in this game, there's not a whole lot of passing around. It's one pass, get out in transition, the shot's going up. So see what Cairns come out of this timeout, see if they look to change anything up. Looks like they might possibly going into a bit of a trap, possibly 2-2-1 trap.
So that extended pressure up the floor has left Muster open. Outlet pass breaks that pressure. Young now. Kawani ends up with that rebound.
Let's see if Cairns actually go through hands here.
Kawani turns on a bit of speed there. A reach-in foul.
Yeah, hand check there on Taylor Young. Good read there from Kwani to sort of rip it and attack the basket. That puts Gladstone in the bonus now as well. That's blocked by Walker. Got a hand on that from Fish.
Was it a hand or a hair?
Bit hard to tell from our shot.
So Young now for Gladstone finds Musters. That was nothing but air as that goes over the baseline. So Jelena now finds Fish. Gets it to Nwelaway. On the taller guy, Musters, doesn't drop.
Got a great offensive rebound there. Gives him another shot at it. Going to go to Fish again against Dylan.
Pass was a bit too strong there for Jelena.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't expecting that.
And looks like there's a bit of blood coming from the mouth. As Walker tries another long bomb. Doesn't drop this time.
No, about the same distance.
And this time Walker finds the opening there in the baseline. And it's 32-31, a 1-point ball game. The Marlins in front. 4 minutes 20 to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, Christian had a training incident this week, had his tooth through his bottom lip, so I'd say no doubt that ball's caught him on the lip and opened up that hole. It's a good take there from Marshall, good strong take.
Jelena gives the thumbs up to the bench that he's all good. But
Not
gets
according
checked
to
out
Jamie.
anyway.
So we got Troy Robinson in for Gladstone and Hancock in as well. Marshall Ware makes that first. Doesn't make the second. Score 33-31, 4 minutes to go.
Walker again fights his way to the basket, but a great block by Ware. And again to the basket, but this time it's a foul.
It was. Taylor Walker's certainly given Gladstone the spark that they've needed since he's come on in that first quarter. So you can see here it was a great take, great Euro step around, good block but good follow up. And then just another strong take, screen from Robinson, and draws that foul.
So Walker with 13 points now. Make that 14 as it's back to a 1-point ball game, 33-32. Marlins lead with 3 minutes 50 to go in this first half.
Yeah, Denzel Kennedy's checked into the game as well, so for his first minutes of the game.
So Kawani now driving to the basket, puts up the 2. That drops for him.
But again, Gladstone are out running, pushing that ball up the floor. Cairns are a bit slow to pick the ball up. Kawani acknowledges the foul. It's going to put Gladstone to the line now as both teams are in the bonus.
So yes, Troy, 3.5 minutes to go. Both teams in the bonus, so any foul like this one, it's going to just send them straight to the line.
Yeah, it's just not moving his feet, just sticking that hand in.
Young makes that first. Makes the 2, and it's back to a 1-point ball game again. And some pressure there.
Bit of extended full court pressure from Gladstone. Nearly the 5-second count there to get the ball in.
Fish again with a turn of speed. Doesn't drop for him though. Power end up with the ball and off and running. So this time it's Hancock that puts up the 3. Doesn't drop. Kennedy with the rebound. Fish trying to get some things happening.
Oh, great take there from Denzel Kennedy. Drew the defense. Extra pass. Unfortunately, shot didn't go down for Kwani, but they got the offensive board.
All the way to the
Great
basket.
take.
2 points for the Kawani. Takes Kawani to 10 points. As Young again drives to the basket over the top of Noelaway. 37-36, 2 minutes 20 to go.
Again, it's just Cairns' ability just to stay in front of their player one-on-one.
Noelaway takes the early shot, doesn't drop. Gladstone now with the opportunity to take the lead as Walker ends up with the ball. Oh, straight down the lane, an easy 2. And that gets Coach O'Loughlin out of his seat, and it's a timeout for the Skytrans Cairns Marlins. Need to have a talk about what's going wrong in defence.
It's all about the defense, absolutely. It's just a lack of effort, wanting to put that body on the line. See here, you see Walker, he gets that ball. There's just no one just reaching hands in, no one moving their feet. Allows a wide open layup. I think they said Jamie O'Loughlin, he wouldn't be happy with that at all.
So as you said, Walker, he's been on the court and has taken it over, but the Marlins need to tighten up on keeping him out of it. He had that first big 3-point, but who can Jamie put on to Walker to close him down?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe, I said they had Mike Llewellyn on there, but he hasn't been able to do much either, so not too sure what they'll do. Let's see when they come out of this timeout, what they look to do. You know, minute 58 to go. Cairns will be looking to trying to get a few stops here for sure.
So the Power in the lead now, 37-38. So the Marlins have come out of that timeout with their starting 5. And Gladstone this time putting on the full court pressure. Token pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit of extended, but nothing real that Cairns couldn't handle. I think Jamie would be telling him, look, let's just get the ball through hands. Took a couple of rush shots, those last couple.
As Krislovic muscles his way through, finally gets the rebound. Marlins get another opportunity.
Yeah, that was a good play there, I think, to give it to Fabian down there, down low. Let him go to work.
So Jelena now fighting, 2 seconds to go, puts up the shot, misses everything, and that's a 24-second shot clock violation.
And that's certainly not what Jamie O'Loughlin will be looking for out of the timeout.
So minute 20 to go in this first half. Power with a 1-point lead. Low scoring game, 37-38.
Yeah, I think Gladstone will be pretty happy with that, I think, for sure. Especially with a low scoring game.
As Young finds Walker under the basket again on the baseline. An easy 2. It's a 3-point lead now, 37-40. Minute to go in this first half.
Yeah, and it's that man Walker again.
This time it's Kawani, posts up, Llewellyn over Walker. Walker with the rebound.
Now he's doing it down the defensive end as well. Bit out of control there. And comes up with the Cairns ball.
As Walker takes a seat, Riak comes on, and Walker's going straight out to the change rooms with a limp. He's fallen down there and grabbed at his knee.
That's not good for Gladstone at all. They certainly need him out there. He's scored half their points in this game. He's certainly kept them in this game with his, obviously you see those offensive boards or defensive boards, and then pushing the ball up the floor. So Coach Brady Bombs will be hoping it's not too bad, and he'll be able to come back out for the second half.
So as the Marlins set now with 37 seconds to go in this first half, 37-40, they're down by 3. Kawani at the top of the arc.
Yeah.
Offense looks a bit stagnant here, but they get it into Krislovic. Post
Yeah.
up again. Great spin. In and out. Doesn't drop.
No, I think it's been good. The last 2 times, that's obviously the message from Jamie from the timeout, was to try and take it inside, try and open up those outside shots that we spoke about before the game.
As Lumcon passes the ball away, 3.2 seconds to go. Coach is yelling for a no foul, no foul. Llewellyn with the ball now. Got to put up a long shot.
That's not going to count.
So at half-time, it's 37 points to the Marlins, 40 to the Gladstone Power. The home team down by 3. Obviously, the offense wasn't quite working as well as what it should have been, but Walker just tore up the defense from the Marlins.
Oh, absolutely. He came on and gave them a spark, and really took it at Cairns, with Cairns' lack of wanting to stay in front of their player and contain those shots. So I think we see Jamie there with not quite his head in his hands, but he's certainly pondering what he's going to say to the boys. Maybe he's trying to cool himself down before he goes in there and reads a riot act to him.
Might be a good idea for him to do that. So Walker's ended up with 18 points from that first half play. Top score for the Skytrans Marlins is Fisher on 10. We'll take a break here as we've got a lot of juniors in the house tonight. Been fantastic, and a lot of these juniors are heading off to the state championships very shortly. But we can talk more about that when we come back after a 5-minute break. And welcome back to early Settler Stadium, where we find the home team, the Skytrans Cairns Marlins, 37, trailing the visiting Gladstone Power by 3 points. Troy, just before we broke there at half-time, had a lot of juniors out on the court, been very successful junior campaign, and they're heading off to the state championships coming up in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly. There was we had under 12s and under 14 teams here. Very successful. Like I said, we're heading away to state championships. Not too sure exactly, but we ended up with quite a few gold medals after the QNJBC tournaments. So there'll be a few teams that'll be heading off to the state championships, looking to do well. With the under 14 teams looking to go to the Australian Club Championships in October. So that would be great. But last year we had our under 14 Dolphins go, and I think our Marlins went as well. So they'd be looking to continue that tradition this year.
So it's great for Cairns basketball, and obviously for the program leading up to what we're looking at tonight, the QBL, the Marlins, and what we saw earlier with the Dolphins. But a couple of juniors come through the ranks. We've got Jalen Bintahal out there tonight. Joel Matisek, he's been through the ranks here in Cairns. And, these guys can go out and match it to the QBL calibre teams from down south and do well at it. So the basketball program in Cairns is strong.
Definitely. I think, you throw Aaron Farmer and Denzel Kennedy into those names of juniors that have come through as well. So Denzel's currently just back home here at the moment. He's going to college over in America now. So spoke to him a couple of weeks ago and he's really enjoying it. So obviously it's paying off for him being over there. Hasn't had too many minutes tonight, but see how he goes in the second half. I see Casey Walker's come out and warming up and seems to be moving okay. So
well, that's good for the Gladstone Power. They certainly need him. As we said, 18 points in that first half, 10 from Fisher being the high score for the Marlins. But the shooting percentage was quite low, but Coach O'Loughlin would have probably been more disappointed with their lack of defensive efforts in the first half.
Absolutely. I think the message in that half-time break, a lot of that would have been focused on defense. And I think good defense will lead to good offense. So, and that'll sort of spark their offense. They went away from what worked for them well in the first quarter. They had great ball movement, good penetration, some good kickouts, and were making those shots. That didn't really happen in that second quarter.
So Matt Smith, as we said, was he's warming the bench, assisting the coaches. He's obviously a big miss, just having that extra big that Coach O'Loughlin can call on to give Jolena a bit of a break and not have to use Noellaway in that position. So hopefully he'll be right for next week. Such an important road double. Marlins currently sitting 5th on the ladder, up against Townsville and Mackay next week. It's a big weekend for the Marlins next weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they'd like to have Matty Smith back in the team and giving some minutes on the floor. May not be a lot, but he brings a lot of experience with his NBL experience that he's had. And he loves talking, not just to his teammates, to the officials, to the opposition. He'll talk to anybody that'll listen to him.
I had him in commentary a couple of weeks ago, and it was certainly an interesting day when we were chatting online here. And as we get ready to get into this second half of this exciting game, 3 points the margin. Marlins have got the work to do to get this win to keep their home finals possibility alive.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like, Cairns will go with their starting 5. And Gladstone probably are too. They're not going to start Walker yet, so he does actually look a little bit proppy still, actually. He looks like he's getting some attention there on the bench, so see how he goes. But I'm sure Coach Brady Walmsley would certainly be looking to get him back on there if he could, so yeah.
It looks to be his right ankle that he's flexing over there, sitting on the bench, so we'll keep an eye on that when he does come back on.
Definitely.
As the Power gets the second half underway.
Fish putting some pressure on up on the ball there, up on Young. Yeah, I would say watch the boys for a bit more intensity from to start the quarter. Looked like they were a bit more active on the defensive end. That was pretty good D, but just a little bit better shot there by Riak.
So as Riak scores those 2 points, it's 37-42. The Marlins are down now, and there's a turnover as Young goes all the way, shoots those 2, easy layup.
Yeah, that's certainly not what Cairns will be wanting to start the quarter. I think the coach messages from each of the coaches would have been quite different at half-time for sure.
Fish now turns the corner, probing, finds Krislovic, bumps down on Musters. Llewellyn tried for the rebound over the top, didn't quite happen. So Hancock now finds Musters. Long pass across to Allen, and Riak now gets with the rebound. Gladstone with another opportunity. Young driving.
There's that reaching in foul again there by Jelena.
So 37-44, the Power lead. 8 minutes 29 to go in this third quarter. So Hancock puts up the shot. Wasn't close. Fish ends up with that rebound. Jelena to Llewellyn. Great cut there down the lane from Llewellyn. Easy 2, 39-44. 8 minutes and 5 to go.
Yeah, it was a great read there by Jelena to go baseline. The defense thought it was going to come out through the middle, go for that reversal.
So Hancock finds Musters. Musters great offload there to Riak.
Almost an identical play from what we just had down the other end from Cairns.
So Riak with that shot hits double figures, starts to come to the party. Jelena loses it, picked up by Krislovic. Great D there from Musters. Fish this time, drives, doesn't fall for him. Gladstone now with the ball, 7-point margin, they are in front. Hancock puts up the 3, that's short.
Yeah, well, Gladstone certainly aren't going to die wondering. They're happy to put up those shots.
Llewellyn loses the handle there, and it's another turnover for the Marlins. Turnovers are starting to rack up. Rebound after rebound.
Great defensive hustle back there by Kwani. There was a no call, and there was no flop warning, so they're obviously happy with that contact.
Allen back out to Young, puts up the 3. Musters this time over the top of Llewellyn.
Just going to wipe up that sweat patch there from when Kwani went down.
So 39-48, it's now out to a 9-point margin. You can see Coach O'Loughlin talking to one of the officials over there, trying to get a couple of explanations, I would assume. But you can see just from that hustle play, and then Musters just puts the ball back in.
Yeah, just not boxing out. They're too busy they're looking after the ball. They need to be trying to get body first and then going after the ball.
So Kawadi now forced back towards half court, drives it, finds Llewellyn, and that's a foul on Riak. 2 points count, and he'll go to the line for the and 1.
Yeah, he's saying his hands are up, but at the point of contact, they certainly weren't up. I think if we've watched here in the replay, does a pretty good job staying in front of Llewellyn. See the hands come down. Draws that contact, makes the play, and then goes to the line for a 3-point play.
Nwelaway makes the three, so it's 42-48. 6 minutes 16 to go in this third quarter, as Young now in the transition.
Draws the foul and, on Anthony Fisher there with a high hands foul. Probably a little unlucky there. I don't know if he could have done much more on the D. He certainly did a good job of read which way the offense was going to go. Case stayed in front. They called him for the hands foul, so that's his third as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a little bit careful now for this next few minutes of this quarter, and not to pick up that fourth, because he'll be taking a seat if he does. So Young makes both of those, 42-50, 6 minutes 12 to go in this third quarter. And some pressure up the court from the Gladstone Power, as Jelena now finds Krizovic. Back to Kawani.
Cairns seem to break that full court press pretty easily.
Nwelaway finds Jelena on the far side, puts up the three, doesn't drop. So it's 42-50, 5:45 to go in this third quarter. React now, just double pumps, puts up the shot, doesn't drop. Fisher this time comes back with the rebound. Krizovic across the baseline, great spin. Cleaned up by Nwelaway, who puts those 2 points down. 44-50, 5 minutes 20 to go.
Yeah, I think it's been better offense from Cairns the last couple of times. They've tried going into Krizovic. He hasn't made the shots, but I think it's certainly the better way to go.
Hancock tries again from three-point line. Young now with the ball. As Lumkun finds his way into the keyway and shoots from just in front of the free throw line and makes those two.
Little too easily as well, I think. There wasn't a whole lot of pressure on that shot.
So Jelena into Krizovic. Shot's forced up, goes over the top. Long outlet pass, and Hancock has to pull it back out.
And again, they go to Krizovic, but he's just not making them at the moment.
So Muster backs down the fall as Fisher doesn't drop for him. Kawani picks up the rebound this time.
Much better team defense there. Stayed in front, forced the bad shot. Here, oh!
Krizovic threw up the alley-oop for Nwelaway, who couldn't grab hold of it. Still 44-52 with 4 minutes to go as React puts up the three, and that's nothing but net. Instead, the lead's out to 11 points. 44-55, just under 4 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, Cairns' offense has dried up. Well, we scored 7 points in this quarter. Great take there by Christian, draws the foul on Hancock. He'll go to the line to shoot two. As Casey Walker checks in. So I guess we'll see how he goes. See Christian takes it to the line there. Hancock was just caught out of position, and referees had no, it was an easy call for them to make, really.
So Lemke checks in for Krizovic for the Marlins. Jelena at the line.
Makes the first. Makes them both.
So 46-55, back into a single-digit margin. Young now with the ball, facing up.
Good defensive pressure there from Cairns. A strong take. Quiney draws the foul, unable to make the basket. Foul on Numkun. Yep. Great Euro step there by Quiney. Attacks the hoop, draws the foul. Joel Mattisek comes in and Troy Robinson comes in for Gladstone.
Kawani makes that one. That's 2 from 2 for Kawani tonight.
I think he needs to be a bit more aggressive like that, draw some more of those fouls, get himself in the game.
So Walker back out on the court now, as you said. And Lemke's going to be called for a foul here as Walker pushes for the basket. Doesn't drop.
Yeah, Lemke looked a little bit surprised with that foul when it was called on him. So, but Walker seemed to be all right taking it to the hoop. Then was able to push off on that right foot. So. See Mike Novelaway's just sat back down again, and Kristovich just come back in as well.
So 2 from 2 from Walker. That'll take him to 20 points for the match so far. 48-57 with 3 minutes to go. Fish probing around React. Shot doesn't drop. Hands on Walker, but Walker is still proppy as he runs up the court there.
Yeah. But I think they showed the start of this quarter they didn't need him as he fires that long three.
Great hands there by Fish. Pulls up for the three-point shot. That's short. Kawani now with the follow-up. 2 points for Kawani. That's 50-57. 2 minutes 23 to go in this third quarter. So React now in the corner, shoots a three. That doesn't fall for Gladstone. So Fish probing, gets the ball stripped from behind by Young. And timeout has been called by the Gladstone Power.
Yeah, I think as strange as it is, I think once Walker's come on, they've actually gone away from their great start to that quarter. So we'll see that follow-up rebound by Kwani there. Good pick-up, great take, and finished it softly off the glass. A lot of Gladstone people just standing around, just watching him go in there. So I think Brady wouldn't have been too happy with that.
So Coach O'Loughlin would be probably talking a little bit more about getting those good offensive looks as opposed to defense now. They seem to have tightened up their defensive area at the moment. But Gladstone, got to be happy with what they've achieved so far after last week's big loss to Cairns, 26 points, and then also losing to Townsville last night. They've come out tonight with a lot of fight, a lot of passion.
Absolutely, and adrenaline and momentum is a big thing. So the fact that they've got that lead at the moment, Cairns are going to have to get a few more stops, pull this back to pull it down, even tie up the scores by the end of the third quarter, and then see what happens in the last.
So it's the Marlins ball from the baseline. Jelena back on the court. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Fish driving to the basket.
Doesn't make it, but it was a great take there.
So the foul on Lam Kun. As we see Fish's drive there. Just caught him out of position as he bumped past him.
Yeah. And it was just Walker just stood by and just let him go past. It's just that lack of defensive effort that I think Brady Walmsley would have been looking for, I think.
So Fish makes the second. It's his first made free throw for the evening. Scores back 51-57 as Walker there drives to the basket, gets his own rebound and puts it back in. 59-51, 1:40 to go in this third quarter.
That was a really strong aggressive take there by him then. Great finish, great follow-up on the offensive glass and got rewarded.
So again, a great penetration there by Fisher. Hands off to Krislovic, who builds his stats by missing the first, gets his own rebound and puts it back in.
Absolutely. And again, that's, finally one's dropped for him.
So again, Gladstone find Riak in the corner for the three. Gets his own rebound. Doesn't get that. And that's another offensive rebound. This won't be making Coach O'Loughlin happy that these offensive rebounds are coming so easily.
Oh, absolutely.
So Riak again misses, and this time it's a Marlins rebound. Under a minute to go, 53-59. Quick pass over to Jerlina, just inside the three-point line, and that one drops for him. 55-59.
Great skip pass there by Fish. Found Jelena open in the corner, got his defense out of position.
Walker this time steps off the three-point line. That doesn't drop for him.
Here they go again.
And you can see Walker's struggling to run, but he does get back to get that rebound.
They'll be looking for the last shot here now with 14 seconds left on the clock.
So Lumkun gets it off to Walker,
Oh.
and that was a long way out.
But certainly within his range, he's certainly shown that tonight.
So 0.4 of a second left on the clock. It's a Marlins ball.
They can muster up a shot here. And if that goes, but it doesn't.
So at the end of the third quarter, 55-59, our Skytrans Cairns Marlins trailing the Gladstone Power. It was a different third quarter. There was momentum swings from both sides then.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have a look at Gladstone came out. They certainly came out ready to play in that third quarter. Even without Walker, he didn't come in until halfway through that quarter. They showed that they weren't necessarily relying on him to build that lead as they built it out to double digits. I think it's just Cairns' ability just to put a body on the line and stop that scoring. Eventually they did, and it's brought about a 4-point game.
So Walker leading all scorers with 22 points. He's got some assistance with Young and Riak, 15 and 13 respectively. But from Cairns' point of view, we've got four of the starting five all in double digits, with Kawani on 16, Jolina on 12, Nuelaway on 13, and Fisher with 11. So it's been shared the scoring within the Marlins, but not quite enough to get their noses in front.
No, and I think it's, I guess there's no, whether there's going to be one person that's going to step up and truly take over the game, or whether they just continue to, try and share it around. So that's obviously harder to defend when you've got, multiple options, which they do have. They obviously tried going into Krislovic there quite a few times. He wasn't making those shots, and even though they are giving up some height, Cairns, I think that's probably not a bad option to sort of grind it out, make Gladstone play a bit of defense in the half court, try and wear them down. I think that was probably Coach O'Loughlin's plan for that quarter. Did it work? Not sure. Gladstone extend the lead by 1 point, so we'll see what happens this last quarter, the money quarter.
It is the money quarter, but as you're saying, Cairns has certainly got at a high disadvantage, which you would think would be a huge disadvantage on the rebounds, but Nuelaway certainly evens that up, and Cairns is only behind 47 to 42 on the rebound count so far, so that's not too bad.
Not at all. I think that comes about just from Cairns' effort of wanting to keep on trying to get that ball and keep it alive. that helped them. So see how they go. And you can see Noelaway posting up there.
So Krislovic tries his armour to the three because the twos weren't dropping from right behind the basket. As Young finds his way to the basket, gets the three-pointer out to react. The foul being called underneath the basket. That's going to be on Noelaway.
Just trying to box out, get in position against the taller Musters there.
So baseline ball straight to Hancock, who puts up the three. Only just touches the rim. So no scorers yet in this fourth quarter. Only 40 seconds played. Kawani now with the ball. Only 3 seconds left.
Need to get that shot
Jelena
up.
puts it up. Walker now seems to have found some legs. An easy two there for Hancock. 55-61. Gladstone Power out by 6 points. 8 minutes 50 to go in this game.
Yeah, certainly not the start Cairns we wanted to this quarter. They need to try and find a score here. And that was a good start there by Fisher, crashing the offensive glass. You see Noelaway spins to the basket, got met with a double team. The Fish got around Walker, and Walker sticks that hand in and draws the foul. I think that's where Brady Walmsley talked about with their defensive effort being a four-quarter effort. They have lapses like that where it allows, did a great job of keeping Cairns away from it, and then they give up that easy putback.
Fish makes both of those. It's 4-point ball game, 57-61. 8 minutes 34 to go in this final quarter. React finds Musters. He looks for somebody else as Walker puts up another three, and that one's short. Obviously not getting as much jump out of that ankle to get the ball to carry.
No.
So Jelena finds his way to the free throw line. Finds Krislovic under the basket, who puts it in for two. It's a 2-point ball game, 59-61.
Maybe found his touch under the hoop there now. But again, it's that ability of Cairns, or the disability of Cairns not staying in front of their player.
So this time it's Kawani.
We've got a double whistle here, and I don't know, I think we had one call of travel and one call of foul. Yep, and we are going with the travel. As we see Kwani go, gets the break there, yep. Definitely travels. Was it before the foul? Referees don't have the benefit of hindsight, I guess, or the IRS system.
Or the replay that we have. But the floor sweepers just cleaning up a bit of sweat where a React hit the floor there. 63-59, 7:45 left to go in this game. Gladstone still with their noses in front.
Yeah, Brady would certainly be happy with this so far. Wouldn't be happy with that though.
Kawani takes it all the way to the basket.
Looking for the foul in the and one. Probably rightly so. Hand came down, but he made the basket anyway.
So again, Walker. It's going to be a foul on Krislovic as he gets bumped. See Walker cut baseline.
Just a little bit slow to get there on that closeout. See Gladstone's shots are just falling a little bit shorter now, so maybe that fatigue from last night's game starting to set in.
So Fish just probing. Doesn't fall for him. Walker with the ball now. Finds Hancock. Puts up the 3. Muster and Riak fighting for their own ball. Hancock again, same shot. Misses again. 8 seconds left, but he's stepped out of play. So that's going to be a Marlins ball.
Yeah, Coach O'Loughlin's certainly happy on the sidelines there. Giving up too many offensive boards. Luckily for Cairns, they stepped out of bounds.
Jelena takes that shot. It's 2 points, and the ball game is tied up. 63 apiece with 6 minutes 15 to go. Young this time. Drives to the basket.
And great defensive there by Krislovic. Jumped straight up, protect the basket there. It was great defensive effort. Looks like he might have copped a bit of knock in the eye on that as well.
Our floor sweeper's doing a great job keeping the floor safe. You just see there that Kawani was trying to break away as Young was getting up off the floor and collected him for the foul. So Jelena back to Kawani. That's a turnover. Young this time with the ball. Walker. Musters sets the screen. Walker back to Musters. Can't pick that one up. It's a bit low, that pass for him.
Yeah, Gladstone don't look quite as sharp at the moment. Just a couple of sloppy passes they've had.
Kawani puts up the 3 ball. Nothing but net. Excellent shot there from Kawani as the Marlins take the lead back, 66-63. 5:24 to go in this game.
There's that inside-outside game. Krislovic did a great job of sealing down low. Now Cairns have forced the turnover as well.
So Marlins ball from the baseline. Opportunity to extend that lead out. Jelena to Noelaway. Excellent pass, easy 2. 68-63 with just under 5 minutes to go.
Just wondering how much longer Gladstone will go before they call a timeout here. Walker within range, there he goes. Anywhere on the court is in range for him at the moment.
That's back to a 2-point ball game, 68-66. As Krislovic
follows up his own shot. I think he'll claim that was a pass there for that, but either way, he cleaned it up and made the points.
Hancock this time puts up the 3, and that goes down as well. For a 1-point ball game, 69-70. The Marlins in front, 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go.
Gladstone actually showing some poise there and actually getting that ball movement around.
As Jelena just pulls up at the free throw line for an easy 2 for him. Extends the lead back out to 3.
Oh, Walker from the same spot again. Tried his luck. Why not? He's certainly shown he can make those long shots tonight.
So Jelena gets Walker off the ground, goes past him, but unfortunately the shot doesn't drop. Young this time, straight into Fish. Charge is the call from the referee. Excellent positioning from Fish.
Absolutely. He read which way he was going to go, took the contact. That's a charge every day of the week. Great defensive effort there from Fish. See, as he goes one way, he read which way he was going to go, straight down the numbers. He made the basket, but not going to count.
Easy call for the referees.
Absolutely. what Jamie O'Loughlin would be looking for as well. That sort of effort, put your body on the line, see if that actually spurs the rest of the team on for the last few minutes with that sort of hustle.
They've got that 3-point lead with just under 3.5 minutes to go. Passing around the perimeter at the moment. Inside to Nuellaway.
Shows those hops there, can't quite make it.
This time Riak gets it back out to Young. Hancock not shy of putting up the 3. That one's too strong off the back iron. Young setting up again. Oh, great block from Krislovic. So the Marlins hold on to that 3-point lead, 72-69. 2 minutes 38 to go in this game. Kawani back out to Fish. He puts up the 3, and that's net. And here comes the timeout from Gladstone Power. Coach needs to talk about it, get them to settle it down. Great couple of minutes there from the Marlins, both on the offensive and defensive end, Troy.
Absolutely, and that comes down to just being patient, putting the defensive on pressure. So that's a great drive, draws 2 players, kicks it out, finds open player, and Fish should make those every day of the week.
So Fish now up to 16 points, same as Yelena. We've got Kawani with 21, so he's crept up a few points as well. Still that even spread. Krislovic trying to get a couple more himself. Walker's been dried up a little bit. He's on 25 points now, but he's still just dropping those long bombs. But the Marlins seem to have been able to find his measure. Maybe a little bit of fatigue, maybe a little bit of that ankle injury.
Yeah, like I said, he's made that one long 3. He's put up a couple and he's made the one. So, yes.
The Marlins just with their noses in front as they come out of this timeout. It's got to be defense from now on to create their offense so they can keep this 6-point lead that they currently have.
Yeah. And Cairns have called another timeout.
So with a couple of timeouts to...
I take that back. It was Gladstone timeout. Now Cairns have called the timeout. Obviously want to talk it over. Make sure they get it right. With 2 minutes 32, they hadn't used the timeout this quarter, so they were going to lose it anyway. They only get to the last 2 minutes, so probably not a bad ploy there by Coach Jamie, just to make sure that they're all on the same page. They know what they've got to do. They've got this 6-point lead, and just make sure that they execute what they actually want to do in this last 2.5 minutes.
So obviously the Gladstone coach had nothing more to say to his team as they didn't re-huddle after that. The players on the court got together, but coach didn't call them back to express anything further.
No, I guess he feels like he obviously got the message through. So I guess we'll see what happens after this inbounds play, I guess.
That we certainly will.
So it will be a Gladstone ball to inbound. Cairns put the pressure, a little bit of pressure up the floor. But they may have gone into a bit of a zone, actually. Just try and change it up. And, whoa. That was probably a bit fortunate there. There was no foul called. It certainly looks like pretty heavy contact.
It ended up being a great block there by Nuellaway, who turned the ball over. The Marlins now have it. 6-point lead, just under 2 minutes to go, 75-69. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Great pass as the ball hits the bottom of the rim. Cleaned up by Krislovic. So it's now an 8-point game, 77-69. The Skytrans Marlins in front.
Krislovic has found his range. He's making those as...
Lumcon gets that 3, so it's back to a 5-point game. It's not over yet, Troy. Minute 35 to go, 72-77.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Gladstone would still feel they're certainly in the chance to win this. And Jamie O'Loughlin certainly would be relaxing for sure.
Not at all, as Jelena Howe has the ball. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Finds his way to the free throw line.
Got a couple of whistles going here.
I don't think the first whistle was heard there, Troy, and the players were continuing to play.
So we had that foul there. So yes, Fabian just trying to make sure he keeps on making those shots inside.
So Jelena makes the first, extends that lead out to 6. Minute 16 to go, it's 78-72. Make that 79-72. Work to do now for the Gladstone Power if they're going to get this win.
Absolutely, they're going to need to make a couple of quick baskets like that.
So 74-79, minute to go. Marlins in possession. They'll slow the clock down.
Yeah, they last possession they came down very close to using the full 24 seconds, so no doubt they'll do the same again.
As Walker blocks that shot on Kawani.
Great stop there. Oh, Kwani goes down. And Walker takes it to the hoop. And the foul's called on Kwani for a push. Not one to normally sort of say much, so he was not real happy with that call. Probably lucky the basket didn't go in as well, so.
So it's going to send Walker to the line, 60% free throw shooter for the season.
Maybe he needs to step outside the three-point line to take him. Might be more chance of making him tonight.
Well, he has made 7 from 8 tonight though, Troy, so he's certainly improving that percentage. So as Walker steps up to take the shots.
We should see if he makes these where the Cairns decide to call a timeout to advance the ball.
Doesn't seem to be much movement from the bench though.
There doesn't.
So he misses the second.
Now I think Coach O'Loughlin's looking for a unsportsmanlike foul there.
He's asked the question, that's for sure. Referees are discussing it.
Yep, and they have called it unsportsmanlike. Coach Walmsley's not happy, but with the new interpretation of the rules. What makes it even worse, that was his 5th foul as well. If he's not careful, the bench will end up with a tech foul as well.
So Youngs takes a seat. 79-75, 29 seconds on the clock. Kruzovic will step to the line to shoot 2, and the possession will come back to the Marlins.
Misses that first. Effectively keeps Gladstone in it, but Cairns do have the possession, so.
And misses the second, so good that they do have possession back here, Troy.
Absolutely.
29 seconds to go. There's 4 points in front.
No doubt Gladstone will try and put maximum pressure and try and force that turnover. Here comes the double team. Brady not happy with that. I think he was looking for the foul a lot quicker than that. Or more of the fact they did a great job of trying to do that trap, and then Owen just released that pressure, and then they had to foul.
So Fish makes the first, extends the lead out to 5 points. Make it 6. And a very, very quick shot from Lam Con, but that's been a foul called on Anthony Fisher, his 4th foul.
Yeah, just pushing that ball up the floor. Drew that foul. Didn't look to be a whole lot in it, but
so he makes that first one back to a 5-point game, 76-81. Second one misses. Offensive rebound, Owen. Lumkun again.
Walker from range. No.
Oh, he got too close and he missed it.
And we'll walk to the other end for 2 shots. Walker would not be happy. He makes that, it's a 3-point game. Did a great job attacking the glass. Poor defense there by Cairns. Cairns got let off the hook.
As Krizlovic makes that first one this time.
Gladstone will be taking a timeout if he makes this one.
Of which he does. So 8.2 seconds to go, 7 points the margin. Gladstone's just going to advance the ball, draw up a play and just to get something on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who they'll go to, whether it be Walker. Obviously he's gone a bit quiet this half, so I don't know whether he's probably the option to take that 3-pointer. I would imagine they would probably try and get the 3. It's a 7-point margin. Not real likely that they are gonna get it back, but 8 seconds is a long time in basketball.
It certainly is. Riak's still on the court for them. You just said Walker gone a little bit quiet in this half. Young's now fouled out. He's their other main scorer. It's got to go to Riak or Walker, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you'd probably go with Riak for mine. I think he's looked like he's a bit more of a chance to actually make the shot. I think so. I'd be looking for Riak for the shot for a very quick 3. And then no doubt they'd be trying to look to foul straight away.
So the power from the side.
And obviously Cairns will try and make it as hard as they can for them.
No. It goes to Walker. Walker drives. It's short. As Fisher gets fouled from behind, Riak, big push in the back. Once again, we're going to walk to the other end of the court. Just said, 8 seconds in basketball, Troy. Can go forever.
Certainly can, especially when we end up with situations like this. So, Gladstone don't have any more timeouts now, so you would say that even if Fish misses both of these, that's probably going to be the ball game, you would think.
A very good free throw shooter, just under 92% for the season.
And you can see Cairns aren't even lining up on the in the keyway, so.
So Lumkun to Walker from range again. That one misses, and yes, as you called it, Troy, that is the ball game. 85-76. The Skytrans Cairns Marlins defeat the Gladstone Power at Early Settler Stadium tonight.
Yeah, I think just that loss last night to Townsville for Gladstone. Just found it that a little bit hard to come back up and back it up tonight. So Cairns stuck at it. They found a way to pull away at the end and came away with a 9-point win. By no means, I don't think Jamie would be very happy with that. Happy to get the W, but that's probably about all he'd be happy with, I think.
Yeah, there's certainly some defensive lapses there. The offense wasn't really working well for them at stages tonight. Things for that he can certainly work on and will need to work on before next week with that road double.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if they certainly need to do some adjustments before they play Townsville and Mackay next weekend. So they can't have that same sort of effort again next weekend. But sometimes being on the road can be good, can bring you together. Sometimes it helps out that little bit better. So we'll see how they go next weekend. At the end of the day, like I said, they got the win tonight, which is what they would have wanted. Now they're on the training track the rest of the week.
So Fisher ended up top scoring for the Marlins tonight, 20 points. Jolena with 18. Oh, sorry, Kawani ended up with 21 points. Fisher 20 and Jolena 18. All five of the starters ended up in double digits. Great team effort, spreading the scoring like that. But yeah, just some work to do to come up against the powerhouses of Townsville and Mackay.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jamie, just having a few words to say to them here. You know, like I said, probably saying happy with the win, but yes, got a bit of work to do. So see how they go next weekend on the road, but they will certainly need to lift the effort on the defensive end for sure. I think they showed there that when they got the ball through hands, they did well and they made some shots from that inside-outside game. But probably didn't go, for me, I don't think they went to it enough.
The presence of Matt Smith obviously missed. Hopefully he's back for next week when they do hit the road. It's got to help, especially coming up against Matt Rees in Townsville there. He's a big man. And then Mackay with Cam Trigger. Been a powerhouse in the NBL for a very long time, and it still has it, even though he hasn't played NBL for a couple of seasons. So a lot of work for Coach O'Loughlin to do during the week. It's a good game to get the win, as you said. Probably not as positive as what he wanted it to be, but that's been it for us tonight. Thank you, Troy, for joining us here on the commentary this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun talking with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and hope our listeners out there enjoyed our insights into the game, if you want to call it that.
So that was the win there for the Skytrans Cairns Marlins, 85 over the Gladstone Power 76 at Early Settler Stadium. And we'll be back here for the next home game soon.